What's up, you guys? Awan Groundwalker here, doing a review today of the Mafex Avengers Infinity War Thor figure. I know I'm super late to the game on this one, and I promise I have a good reason why. It's just been, it's been very hectic, and I also wanted to get the diorama that you see behind it in before I reviewed this guy, because I was really looking forward to him, and this dio is super cool by Lawless Studio, and so I wanted to kind of review him on the diorama, so that's why I kind of waited. And plus, I just wasn't ready to open him. I had a lot of other stuff going on, and now that I'm kind of back into the figure sphere again, getting inspired, shooting and stuff, I wanted to crack them open. And yeah, so I'll do announcements later and other stuff when I have a display up with this guy, but for now, let's get into the review. The figure is packed in standard Mafex packaging, which is pretty cool. You got two kind of product images of Thor there in both his outfits. You got the Avengers Infinity War logo. You got the kind of looking, the Thor with his lightning effects in on the side. It says Avengers Infinity War there. You got some awesome product images and just different promo images on the back. And then you got this guy. Again, like I said, I'm late to the game, but I still wanted to review it in my fashion, no bullshit, just giving you guys the hard facts of, what I think about this figure, kind of what the challenges are, and then doing some displays with it and stuff. So let's get to it and crack them open. So taking a look at this figure, guys, honestly, my honest thoughts, I think Mafex hit a home run here. I mean, so basically, kind of, first of all, we'll do with kind of like what Thor is in this suit, and then we'll talk about Mafex's kind of track record with stuff like this. But this is, so what he's in right now is his apparel, kind of, I mean, the whole figure is basically his look at every point during Infinity War, from the point when he's on Thanos' ship and Thanos kind of whooped his ass, which is right here, to when he goes to search for Stormbreaker and he kind of goes on the Guardian's ship, which is still right here, just more, I guess, clean because he kind of showered a little bit. I honestly have no idea if that's true or not. And then he gets Stormbreaker, and we also have that look all the way up to the end of the film and the start of Endgame when he goes to kill Thanos, and then that look kind of extinguishes, I guess, I don't know. But point being, this look is phenomenal. And Mafex, they've been known in the past to pack in any extra accessories with their figures in other figures. For example, their Dark Knight, like their whole Dark Knight series has had pieces to other figures. So their Bruce Wayne came with accessories for their Batman 2.0 and the Batman Begins figure. Their Scarecrow came with accessories for the Batman Begins figure. Like, the add-ons that came all together with Mafex Thor here were spread out between figures in previous Mafex figures and previous Mafex lines. So it's really awesome that they were just like, we're just going to throw everything into this one figure and give it to you all straight. And it looks like they're continuing that theme with all the figures they're doing. Like, the new Into the Spider-Verse figures have all their clothing with them and all their different accessories. The same with the rest of the Infinity War and Endgame figures. I mean, they're doing a great job. So let's get into this figure. First of all, I want to say I love how the whole mechanism works, which I'll demonstrate literally right now. I just love how this interswapping goes. But before I demonstrate it, let's just take a closer look at this guy because he looks awesome. So first of all, the sculpted detail on this is amazing. I love this paint. It looks very movie-like. I love the Chris Hemsworth head. Normally with Mafex or SHF figures, a lot of times there's this guy named Manipul or Noda heads. He goes by one other name that I'm forgetting, but he does these amazing like Hot Toys looking heads for these import figures to make them really cool and really lifelike. And almost every single import figure has needed one until really this point. I feel like this Mafex Thor, his Hot Toys version of it actually looks less like Chris Hemsworth, and I don't understand forking down $40 when you have this head, because I think this head is honestly perfect for Thor. I think there's nothing to change here. I love the look. It's very smooth cuts. It's Asgardian armor. I love like the lines sculpted in. I love how the articulation works with this too. I love how these pop out. It's awesome, which I'll demonstrate. I saw Boog, I think, reviewed this guy, and he was saying how this torso range right here looked a little off, and he couldn't really place it. And I kind of see that right now. I definitely kind of see that. I see how it can be seen as a little off. Trying to adjust for you guys so you can see. Looks a little bulky here, but nothing that kills the figure at all. as we go down, we just see his nice, smooth, you know, little gray accent there, and then his boots. So, I mean, really an amazing figure in my opinion. So let's demonstrate how he kind of swaps his whole attire, right? Like how that whole thing works for you guys. So basically, you just remove the head, and the head and neck is such a nice fit that I'm really love that, because some figures like this, the head and neck are really loose. So when you try to pull out the neck by the head pops out, and then you have to just grab it by this, and it's just really awkward. So then those pull off. That's a really tight fit, which is great. You can just move that head sculpt for now and put on his kind of after he gets his eyeball surgery face. So just port that in there. That looks good. So we'll save that for right now. Sorry guys, I'm trying to get back into reviewing. It's just kind of hard to see where the camera is all the time. So we'll kind of level that down a little bit for you guys. All right. So there's that. And then for this, gotta put it right back up. For this, you just simply just pop it off. It's not loose enough where it's a problem, but it's at a nice, I guess a nice feeling. I don't know, it's hard to say. Now with these, the best way to pop these off, I found, is from the sides, from right where the arms are on both of them. You just pop them out like this. One, don't get them mixed up. Two, so left and right. Okay, so that's off there. God, sorry guys, I keep going lower than I should. Gotta remember. Alright, next you take this one right here, this beautiful one. You just pop out the rights. You gotta kind of line it up because there are some shapes to them. So line it up like this, in there, and then Pac-Man. That's what I call the left piece because it has like a Pac-Man design to it. Put that in there, and then you just pop it onto the body. What's next? Pops on perfectly, and then you just pop in the head. And boom, you have your finished Infinity War version of Mafex Thor. Well, powered up, I guess, version. Nah, this isn't even the powered up version. He comes with like a separate powered up outfit, which is just insane to me. I seriously love this figure. I'm trying to get him just standing straight real quick so I can just kind of showcase the whole body. But this guy is amazing, guys. I seriously cannot love him enough. So let's talk about the accessories he comes with. First of all, the hands, right? So he comes with these open hands. I think these are just normal open hands. They're not really used to grip anything, to my knowledge. So that's cool. And then on this body, he actually comes with two fisted hands. So remember, this is a set of hands he comes with, but they just store it basically on this body, which is kind of weird, but kind of cool. Next, you using the clamshell here he comes with. He comes with his Stormbreaker holding hands, which are pretty great. Comes with a left and a right. I haven't tried him out Stormbreaker, but we will do that in a second. So those look good. And then he comes with a pair of open hands, which also look really good. These are more like actual wide grip, so maybe he's like pushing out lightning, or he's like grabbing something or someone. These are more just kind of like closed open hands. So that's great. So sorry guys, we got a puppy, so you might hear some barking during the course of this review. So let's get all of the different hands on him. Okay guys, I swapped on the Mjolnir or the Stormbreaker holding hands, and I just want to talk about that whole process and how you guys should kind of go about it, because it's definitely a little nerve-wracking, and so I just wanted to touch on it. So I would recommend, first of all, taking the fisted hands that hold Mjolnir. Oh my god, sorry, Stormbreaker, that holds Stormbreaker, and I would put Stormbreaker in those hands before you peg them on. I think a lot of people have said this, but I want to emphasize it because, trust me, I've broken so many import figures and just so many figures in general. It's very easy to snap the hand peg when you're trying to put something in the hand and it's on the peg, and then you push a little too hard trying to get Stormbreaker or anything in the hand, and it snaps the peg. So do that first, and then it's a lot easier putting the hand on the peg and already having Stormbreaker in that hand. Second, these pegs, which I'll show in a second, are super thin. Mafex is heavily known for really long and thin hand pegs, so be extremely careful when pouring them in. Another thing to note, and at least this was true for this open hand, is that the hole for it to go in is tight, which is good so the hands don't fall off, but which is bad because when you're pushing to get it in there, you might break it. So either I'd heat it up or I'd just go with it, but really be careful about the angle that you're putting it in so you don't snap it and how much pressure you're applying. Those are my warnings to you guys. Trust me, I've broken so many figures. I don't know if you guys watched, but my old SHF Obi-Wan Episode 1 Obi-Wan review, I broke the lightsaber on camera because I did exactly what I was just saying. I put the closed hand on the figure, but then I was trying to put the lightsaber in the closed hand, and it was already on the peg, and I actually ended up breaking the lightsaber because it was so thin, not the hand, but still, same thing. So taking a look at what we have before you, we have basically him holding Stormbreaker with the lightning effects on, which look great. These lightning effects come off, if anyone was wondering. You probably have seen reviews, but going off it, I think Stormbreaker looks actually really good. The color of the handle's a little off in my opinion, because I feel like Groot isn't this like greenish brown color. You know, he's more of a dark brown, but you know, you can't complain. The silver looks good. Maybe a little black wash would have helped that, but I love the effects. The effects look phenomenal. They fit really well along Stormbreaker, and stay on there. And I really love the hands. So real quick, before I go into the body and articulation and kind of just the sculpt in general of this armored up body, I'll talk real quick about taking off the hands, and then I'll talk about the head sculpts and lightning effects, and then we'll go into the body and articulation, and then some size comparisons to some SHF Infinity War figures, because God knows I have a ton of them. So I think, side note, I think these, I think the open hands that come on Thor were actually meant to hold Stormbreaker, in my opinion. I feel like that's the real use of them, because I don't think there's really anything else. I mean, they are just regular open hands, but still. So again, he can hold this really well. You know, his arm, he has that tight articulation where this doesn't drop down, which is just amazing. I love that. So just taking off the hand, you know, very lightly, very carefully. That's what you gotta do. So, you know, a lot of you guys are probably looking at this like, what? That doesn't seem too long and thin. But trust me, I'll real quick compare them to just an SHF figure's hands, and you guys will know what I'm talking about, because the difference is kind of crazy. Like SHF, you feel like you can just take hands on and off, and you're not scared. So just taking a look at those. I mean, look at the different pegs. This is Cap, by the way. One, they're circular, so they're not long and rectangular, so you don't feel like you'll snap them. Two, right now they're about the same height, but these are like ball pegs that are in the hand more, if that makes sense. These aren't. Either way, point being with all of that, just be careful. And plus, like, I'll show this real quick if I can, but look at the different, how the hands go in differently. I don't know if you guys can see that, but SHF has a huge hole for the peg to go in, where this is a super thin hole that's back inside the hand. So just be careful when you're removing the hand. So let's put Cap's hand back on real quick. And then there we go. Put him over here. All right. So now that Stormbreaker's off, the nice thing is these hands are pliable. They're very soft plastic, so you can easily move Stormbreaker in and out of there, or just like, I guess, widen the grip a little bit if you just pry them open a little bit. So that's nice. So let's put on his open hand again, and then we will talk about the body. Actually, yeah, we'll talk about the body, then the effects. So taking a look at the body, I love it. You know, he still has this design, still has the exact same kind of, I guess, symbols, you know, these circle metallic things, but I love the kind of chainmail, I guess, the armor of the arms. These look great. The little cuffs that he's wearing look phenomenal. His pants are the same, but mainly it's the cloak. His cape is hardwired along these out seams, not on the bottom, but along the out seams, so you can get some really great movement out of it, which looks phenomenal when you're doing really cool stuff with him. I think that is a home run by Mafex in itself, including a wired cloth cape, because that's something SHF didn't do, and I just think they nailed this figure overall. So let's talk about the lightning effect. So first of all, there's another head sculpt that comes with him that's his like powered up head sculpt, you might say. So let's take his neck off. Again, I'll demonstrate this. You just kind of pull a little bit, take that off, put this baby on. Oh, it's a little hard fit, so I'm gonna do it close to my body so I can really gauge it. Damn, really tough fit. I try to cut the least amount I can so you guys can kind of just understand the process, because, you know, reviewers like cut their reviews, which I admire them, but they cut them so like there's no trip ups, there's no slip ups, there's no, oh my gosh, this sucks, oh my gosh, this is so hard. It's just kind of either praising the figure or just saying what's wrong with it. And I'm trying to show you guys the process so you guys know how hard it is to get, you know, hands in or heads in, etc. So taking a look at that, I think this head sculpt looks amazing. It's this powered up head sculpt, and let's I haven't done this yet. I haven't ported these out. I've only ported these two out. So let's try these other ones. So they come in a little clamp by themselves, which is super good on Mafex to do, because I could see people losing these getting, you know, tossed everywhere and stuff. So it's a good thing they did this. So again, port these out. Try to keep them in like a little order so you know exactly the way they went in. That'd be super helpful, I bet. So just try to do that, which is what I'm trying to do. It looks like these bottom ones are harder. Still do it from the same side, it looks like, that I do them on. I feel like that's just the best, which is by the arms on both of them, or like near the arm side, I guess, because that's where they're raised a little bit. Oh, there we go, got them both out. And then let's put in the substitutes. So this one is the Pac-Man one, so this one actually goes on this side, which is a little weird that they did that, but they kind of reversed the order in here, but I'm not too mad about it. This is looking so freaking cool already. Yeah, what the heck? It's weird that they reversed the order, but I'm not complaining. And then you got, oh my gosh, guys, look at that. I love the cool white. This stems from the core of it that goes out into the electricity. Oh wow, we even got 2 for the bottom ones. I'm not going to substitute those out right now because I don't really want them out right now. But there are 2 for the bottom ones, and then there's 2 lightning effects that you can put like anywhere on his body, like his arms or his feet. Well, I don't know why you put them on his feet, but you can put them anywhere on the body. I would definitely recommend like the hands if you're doing some cool stuff, or maybe, you know, putting them. I don't know where else you'd put them. Legs, arms, upper body. But, I mean, just take a look at this powered up god, guys. Like, look at that. That's beautiful. And in case you're wondering, yes, I will definitely get some photos of him, like, with his lightning and everything at the end of this review. So don't worry. I'm going to do some really cool effects with that, hopefully. But for now, just, I mean, take in the beauty that is Thor right here. I mean, I love this look. I think this is beautiful. Beautiful, amazing, super cool. So let's look at his articulation right now. So again, a lot of clamshell pieces here. So I'm going to keep on his effects because that'll be what I'm displaying at him in next. But taking a look at his articulation, he can look that far up, which is actually a decent amount. You know, you can't get anything crazy flying, but I don't think he does any flying like this in the movie where he's like straight on like this, so that's good. And then you can look down a lot, which is awesome for, you know, Rocket Raccoon, which is, you know, one of his friends that is super short, so it's great that he can do that. And again, I think this is the perfect amount for Thanos. Real quick, we'll grab my Thanos. He's a little hunched over right now, but I feel like, see, I think that's a good look right there. Then, so he can neck pivot quite a bit, which is great. He can move his arms about that far out, I'd say, roughly. He's got an upper bicep swivel and double jointed elbows, which is fantastic. And then his hands on the normal Mafex peg. No cut at his gauntlets right here, which is fine. We don't really need that. He's got an upper diaphragm joint, which is pretty cool. Be careful, because when you're trying to bend it, it does pop off because of the mechanism. So just be careful about that. But it can move. See? That is a little gripe, I guess. So try to move it from the lower abdomen, you know, from down here. That'll probably cut down on that. But you can crunch and move back quite a bit, which is great. Just be careful of that. His legs can only move about that far out comfortably, so that's a pretty big bummer. But, you know, you're not having Thor do the splits most of the time. He can move about that high, I want to say. About that high. He's got double jointed knees that look fantastic. And then no boot cut, which I'm surprised about because I feel like Thor would come with that. Especially because they gave us an upper bicep swivel that was great. But they don't have that. And then we do have great foot articulation with ankle pivot and a toe joint. Holy cow. So let's get into some size comparisons real quick. Let's get Thor standing up because right now I cannot do that for some reason. I'm really excited to display this guy. I feel like he's just going to look really good in the collection. He's going to look good at the end of this video. So I'll put this back on him. Get the hair off of him. All right. So just taking a look, size comparison wise, of him compared to others. Sorry guys, again, you're seeing my wall and stuff because I was trying to backdrop's big enough to kind of, you know, do a really big display where I could actually kind of showcase that. Oh, I'm hot, man. It gets hot in this basement. So, taking a look at him compared to Cap and War Machine will be our first size comparisons and our main ones, because these are the main, and then we'll do Thanos. But here's Cap, SHF version, of course, because Mafex I don't think has released theirs, which I will probably try to pick up. But here's SHF Cap, which I think this is a good size comparison between the two. I think that height is good. And then here's Rhodey, or War Machine, whatever you want to call him, right here. Sorry guys, I was doing a display with these guys, which you can see on my Instagram, or if you're in the Facebook group, you can check it out there. But I was doing a display with these guys from the end of Avengers Infinity War, and I chose to leave out Thor because I just wanted to do one with the Bandai crew. And yeah, so there's Rhodey. He's not all the way, I think, there we go, that's a good size comparison with a custom head on him. So I think that looks really good. I think this is a good look for Thor. I really like it, and I think the height works out well. I don't have the first Bandai release. I do have the Fat Thor, but I feel like that actually might be a little shorter than this figure. But yeah, I think that's a really good comparison. And I think he stacks up well. I think he should be a little taller than Cap and a little taller than Rhodey, but you can easily fudge it in displays, and I think the SHF one is the exact same height what I saw in reviews, so I think there's really no like difference between them. So for an import Thor, he's the right scale, if that makes sense. Now here's Thanos right here above him. Sorry, my brother's calling for his mom because he's a little weenie. So there is Thanos compared, and I think that height seems pretty accurate. I want to say Thanos might be a little taller in the movie, because he kind of towers over Thor. It feels like, you know, he picks him up, he just chokes him out with his whole head. But I still love the look, and I think you can easily fudge it, so I think it works well. So guys, let's cut to a display and my final thoughts on the figure. So guys, wrapping up the review of the Mafex Thor. I kind of have him powered up right now, you know, with some lightning effects. I actually have 2 more blue lights I'm going to shine on this, maybe even another 2 after that, but I think I'm just going to stick with the 2 Ulanzis with blue filters to really highlight the lightning, and hit it in those certain spots where it'll hopefully light up. I don't know if it will, but I'm hoping. So what you guys are kind of seeing here is the Thor lightning effects that are on his chest and on his hammer, and then I have the Bandai kind of Aurora lightning effects that are like that hard shiny plastic, here, and there in the back. So kind of have those around him as well, lightening up. So yeah, so final thoughts on the figure. I think it's amazing. I think it's a must buy if you are a fan of the MCU movies in general, but more of a fan of Infinity War. I think it blows away the SH Figuarts one, which I don't even own, but I own the Fat Thor, so I can kind of gauge what the other one was like, and I definitely think that this blows it out of the water. The articulation, the sculpt, the accessories for sure are just everything, and I think this is a great figure. And again, I'm not bullshitting you guys, this is straight facts. I think, you know, definitely they could have missed here with QC problems or loose joints or, you know, anything breaking, but so far I've had a great experience with it. I showed you guys all on camera. I think this is a great figure. So yes, that kind of concludes the review. Thank you guys for watching. Here's the diorama I'm shooting on, which I will probably do a review of. It's Lawless's dio that I got from him, so I really love the look of this. So real quick, just talking some announcements that I've been wanting to touch on with you guys. And just stuff that I'm going to be working on in the next, you know, week or 2 or 3 or a month. So first, I got this diorama in. You know, that's kind of the first announcement. I'll probably do a review on it. You'll see a lot of setups on it, which is super cool. So yeah, so I'm super happy about that. I also have the McFarlane Harry Potter I will probably be reviewing. I know I'm going to be doing a display with it. I'm deciding whether to review it or not. Comment if you want me to review it, and I will review it. I'll probably also put up an Instagram poll for you guys. I'm trying to think of what else. Oh, and then also I'm getting in the mail, I'm getting a couple figures. I don't think anything reviewable yet. I'm getting some cool effects and a figure, a grail of mine that's been a grail for a long time, which you'll probably see in an episode of Shooting Figures. So be on the lookout for that. I had a pre-order for the SHF Mandalorian, but I decided not to purchase it to get it from Amy just to let it expire, because everything I've seen, it's worse than the Black Series one, and I just want to wait for the Mafex one, the Silver Armor one to come out, and then just purchase the Brown Armor Black Series one. So I'm just kind of waiting on that. Hopefully I'll find one for the cheap. So that's that news. And then the biggest news, just concerning Instagram and YouTube, I am starting up the how-to series on YouTube. I know I said this like literally probably more than 6 months ago that I was going to do this really cool how-to series on the how-tos of ACBA, you know, covering all these cool topics and, you know, how to display, how to pose, how to light your setups, you know, where to get stuff. And I never was able to do it because I ran out of editing software. I didn't have time with school, but now that quarantine's happened and now we're on summer break, I have so much time on my hands that I'm already writing the script for it. I'm going to get it really, it's going to be a really cool series. Each episode will probably be at least least 30 minutes, if not more, so you guys can really sit down and watch these and just kind of learn if you can. Again, I'm no expert, I'm no god, I am nothing compared to many people in this art form, but I feel like the tips I know and like just kind of how to, you know, go about making stuff and purchasing stuff and just kind of the basics, I can almost teach, you know, to you guys, or at least, you know, create a video that has a lot of information on other resources that help as well. So I'm planning to do that. And the first episode is lighting, so be on the lookout for that. Again, I'm planning to review stuff incoming. I have pre-ordered the Spider-Man vintage wave, so that should be coming in. I feel like I have something else on the way, but I don't know it off the top of my head, so I guess I'll just be on the lookout for that. But yeah, guys, and again, I'm gonna be constantly now putting out shooting figures episodes, I hope at least, and I'm gonna be constantly shooting. So again, follow my Instagram, please, Awan_Groundwalker. Hit that follower count up. We're trying to get 500, which would be insane, and then just, you know, keep escalating from there. Be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications for this YouTube channel, because I'm going to be putting out content, putting out shooting figures episodes, the how-to series, and reviews as I get figures. Again, I'm not a huge reviewer. I don't get figures as much as like Bug and Fwoosh and Shartimus Prime and D Amazing do. You know, I don't get them in like that because, again, I'm still a kid. Well, technically an adult now, I'm 18, but still, I don't get them in at that speed, but I do end up getting a lot of the bigger figures. And if there's anything you guys want me to review that's already come out, please let me know. I have a lot of stuff, so if you want me to, you know, review a lot of the Infinity War Bandai figures, I can do that. Marvel Legends that are coming out, I could probably secure my hands on some of those and review them. It's just, if you guys like seeing me review stuff, please let me know. I know a lot of you guys who are fans of ACBA watch me for the shooting figures episodes, which again, I'm going to try to pump out with every display I do, hopefully around that. And then again, the how-to series hopefully will become a pretty big staple on my channel. It's going to be a 12-part series. So yeah, guys, so again, thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, Thor is bidding you peace out. See you later.